Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma. We're going to be going through my Game Week 11 team selection as well as my Game Week 10 team review and some transfer thoughts ahead of Game Week 11. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank you all guys for the continued support on the channel. Finally managed to hit 150 subscribers, and now the goal is to hit that 900 mark. That can only be done through you guys' support on the channel. So if you're new around here or you're a regular viewer, make sure you hit that sub button. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss any content going up on the channel. And also leave a comment on what rank you are at the moment. Very interesting to see where you guys are ranking in your FPL mini leagues and just in the overall league as well. And not wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So first, we're going to look at my Game Week 10 team review. I managed to score 81 points, which was a very, very good score for Game Week 10 because the points tally was a little bit low, the average was a little bit low. So very happy with 81 points. My overall point 597 and a huge green arrow from 1.9 to 1.4 million as well. So this is how the team lined up for Game Week 10. We had Pop in goal, 3 points. Disappointing that Newcastle could not keep another clean sheet or haven't kept a clean sheet in the last three fixtures. But they seem to be keeping clean sheets for fun when it comes to the Champions League. So very interesting there. Then we had Chalobah Timber with a clean sheet, Gabriel a clean sheet as well, but got an assist. Then we had Saka, Semenyo, and Sa all blanking. Minte managed to perform by scoring, I mean, not scoring, getting two assists for 9 points. Then we had Haaland who scored a brace. Should have had a hat trick in my opinion, but I will just take the brace for 26 points. Voldemort blanking once again after being subbed off at halftime. I think it's now time for him to go. Then you had Joe Pedro scoring a goal for 9 points. Should have had another assist or a goal. Gittins missed a golden opportunity from a Joe Pedro assist, and also Joe Pedro missed a golden opportunity to make it 2-0 for Chelsea. But it is what it is. We'll take the 9 points. Then you had Dubravka, Senesi, Rodon, and Longstaff on the bench who all blanked. And in general, a good game week, 81 points is very, very good. And I hope that for game week 11, I can be able to keep up with that momentum. So now let's look at what game week 11 has in store for us. So first, we're going to go through some transfer considerations from game week 11, just ahead of game week 11. Of course, the first transfer I'm thinking of doing is Senesi to Van Heke. And look, I know you're going to say what a bizarre transfer. Well, there's a reason behind this transfer. We're just going to see in a minute. But I think Van Heke is a very decent. He's had a better form than Senesi in the past. I think 5 games they've been keeping clean sheets for Brighton. Very good clean sheets as well. Kept a clean sheet in game week 10 against Fulham after that 3-0 demolition. And at 4.4 million, I think is a very reasonable price and also a very huge differential. And the reason I'm thinking about doing transfer is you'll see in a minute, I think it's going to all make sense. But I still think Van Eyck is a decent option. I also think Senesi is not must sell because they have Bournemouth have very good fixtures coming up. As you can see, West Ham, Sunderland, Everton, and Aston Villa in their next four fixtures. So huge chances there for clean sheets. But I need the cash to make a certain transfer. And yeah, so now let's look at that transfer I'm thinking of doing as well. So the transfer I'm thinking of doing is Voltemade to Mateta, and I think this is a very very good transfer. I would have liked to have Mika Richards, I mean not Mika Richards, Chris Richards instead of Van Hecke, but due to the price rise of Mateta, it will be possible to go for a 4.5 million defender. So I'll have to go for Van Hecke so I can be able to do Voltemade to Mateta. Although I do maintain that Voltemade is not a must sell this game week against Brentford. That's the slight concern of his rotation. Eddie Howe did mention the reason for subbing him off was due to fatigue. So I think that has put me off a little bit from having him. Wissa is also due to be back very soon. So there's a slight chance for rotation in there. So that's why I'm just thinking of selling him and going for Mateta. Very good fixtures. He's on form at the moment, playing Brighton, Wolves, United, and Burnley, even Fulham in their next five. High chance of scoring a few goals there. The slight concern is them playing in Europe might be a slight concern, but I still think he's a very good option and I hope he's going to perform. So those transfers in mind, let's look at my game week 11 team selection. So in goal, you're going to be having Nick Pope against Brentford. Brentford have been scoring goals for fun, although they did fail to score against Crystal Palace. So I'm hoping that Newcastle can be able to do the same. Kept a clean sheet in Europe once again against Bilbao, but I'm not so sure in the Prem they failed to do that. I don't know, it's just different dynamics or things like that. But I do hope that against Brentford can be able to keep a clean sheet. Then we have Chaloba against Wolves. He was, of course, rested in the Carabao fixture in the Champions League, where Chelsea conceded 2 goals, but Chalobah was not on the pitch, so I don't know what might happen when they play full strength against Wolves. Just hoping for another clean sheet. He already kept a clean sheet in the game week 10. Just hoping for another one. Then we have the duo of Gabriel and Timber. I think with Gabriel, he's a very decent pick because he also offers attacking returns as well as clean sheets as a bonus. Arsenal have just been very, very good defensively. They don't look like they're going to concede anytime soon, and it's going to be interesting to see which team they're going to concede to. Maybe it might be Sunderland, who knows? But I still think they're going to keep a clean sheet. Then we have Timber as well, who has been very, very good for Arsenal as well. I'm just hoping for a little bit more when it comes to attacking returns because Gabriel for now is giving us that, and Timber is playing in the right back position where he has a lot of chances of going forward. And I do hope that that is going to change, and I hope that he's going to be able to give an attacking return. But the most important thing, of course, is keeping a clean sheet. So that's the defense. Looks pretty solid, and now just hoping for clean sheets and some attacking returns from the three defenders, and hoping for a clean sheet from Nick Pope. So now let's look at the midfield. Then now we can look at my midfield. We're going to be having Sar against Brighton. He's been disappointing so far since I used the wild card, no attacking return in the past, I think, 3 game weeks. So I'm hoping that against Brighton, who have been very good defensively, to be fair to them, that he can be able to get an attacking return. Then you have Semenyo, who for the first time in a long time has gone 2 games without an attacking return. So I do hope against Aston Villa I can be able to change that and get that attacking return for us. Then we have Saka playing up against Sunderland. This is going to be a tricky fixture for Arsenal. Saka has not had an open goal performance or had an assist in a very, very long time. And I do hope that against Sunderland, he can be able to perform and get an attacking return. Then we have Minte finishing off the team, just hoping for a similar display as game week 10. Very tough fixture, of course, in Crystal Palace, but there's a slight chance that it's going to be a high scoring game, and I hope that Minte will be involved in that. So that's the midfield, looks full of goals, full of assists. Hope it's going to be able to perform. Now let's look at the forward line and the bench as well. So this is how the forward line is going to be looking like. Going to be having Erling Haaland in there against Liverpool. He's going to be my captain. I think Liverpool are defending very, very poorly, and Haaland, the way he's playing, I think it's only right to have him as a captain. Scored another goal in the Champions League, coming back from scoring a brace in game week 10 against Bournemouth, who we also thought are very good defensively, but he was ran through that defense very comfortably, and I think it's only right to have him as the captain. Then we have Mateta against Brighton. Very good defensively team Brighton is, but with Mateta and Co playing on Thursday night, Brighton are going to have a slightly more advantage because of having more training session and a little bit of a rest. It's going to be an interesting one there, but I do hope that Mateta can be able to score. Then you have Joe Pedro finishing off the team against Wolves, who have been very, very poor defensively, very shocking defensively. Of course, just sacked the manager, so chance of a high or the manager bounce is there, but I still think that Joe Pedro and Coke are going to have much more quality compared to Wolves, and I do hope that Joe Pedro can score again to repay the FPL managers who kept him in their teams. Then we have Dubravka against West Ham on the bench, and we also have Rodon, Longstaff, and Van Hecke as well on the bench. So all in all, a very strong team, looking for a lot of points, a lot of very good clean sheets, a lot of good performances, a lot of goals, assists. And honestly, I'm thinking about activating the bench boost because I do like Rodon and Longstaff against Nottingham Forest. But we'll hold on that one for a while and see if I'm going to activate it before the deadline. So that's the team for game week 11. But before we finish the video, let's look at some captaincy picks. So now we can look at some captaincy picks ahead of game week 11. I've gone for 3 players. I've gone for one of them is Declan Rice playing against Sunderland. He's on set pieces, with a lot of DEFCON points, and also a high chance of getting an assist or maybe getting a goal like he did in game week 10. I think he's the best option for Arsenal midfield. Of course, if you have Saka, I think Saka is the best option, but I think Declan Rice is a second option. If you're looking for a cheap option, I think Declan Rice is your guy at only 6.8 million and a very good captaincy pick, of course. Then we have Haaland, who's my other captaincy option, playing against Liverpool, one of the toughest fixtures for Man City, of course. But the way Haaland is playing, he's on form. He can't stop scoring goals for fun. I think he's a decent option. Then we have Mateta finishing off the captaincy picks against Brighton. Who've been very good defensively, I must admit. But with Mateta, the way he's playing, the way he's been on form, it's going to be an interesting affair, and I think he can be able to score in this fixture. So these are my three captaincy options. Let me know down in the comments who are you going to be captaining. And with that, this is going to be the end of the video. If you managed to reach this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.